In today's video, I'm gonna go over the 9 critical mistakes that you should avoid when buying a home. We're going to be talking about all the real mistakes that I've been personally seeing people make in my 18-year long career as a real estate agent. My name is Ron Cohen, your favorite New Jersey realtor. So when you're buying a home, you do everything right. Number 1, do not let the pre-approval decide on the amount you can spend on a home. When you go to speak to a mortgage broker, they will probably just look at your gross monthly income and tell you what you qualify for X amount. That's because they just multiply your gross monthly income by 0.5 and then subtract all of your monthly debts. Not the entire balance, only the minimum payment that you have to make, and use that to figure out how much you qualified for. Let's say you and your partner are making a gross monthly income of $20,000 per month and you have $1,500 on monthly expenses that you need to pay for your bills. With that, you can try and get qualified for a conventional loan. So let's multiply $20,000 by 0.5. We get $10,000 minus the $1,500, which are the monthly expenses, and we get $8,500. Once you subtract the income taxes, insurance, etc., your net is about $15,000, and $8,500 is about 56% of your monthly income and not 50%. And that's what's called house broke. You do not want to be in a situation where all of your salary goes toward your mortgage payments. So what you should do is do not ever go over the max amount of the qualification. So do some thinking before you speak to your lender and figure out your expenses. You need to see how much you can allocate toward monthly mortgage payment. Personally, I prefer to calculate the number of the net income and then take 30% of it toward the monthly mortgage payment. I would also say the obvious, that it's extremely important to go with a local and professional lender because it can determine if you'll get the deal or not. The second mistake that most buyers usually do is not having their own safety net. Everybody will tell you that you should have money saved for down payment, closing cost, and the inspection. Down payment can be 50 to 20%, closing cost is about 2 to 3%, inspection is about $500. You will also need to have an emergency saving for any case that might pop up, like health issues for example. I recommend having at least 3 to 4 months of mortgage payment and real estate taxes saved up. In addition to that, there are other savings that you should have just for fixed up stuff in the house or maintenance, or even to pay more than the asking price in today's market. Ideally at least 5 to 10K, but you should go for 20-25K. The third buying mistake is to try to time the market. I come across home buyers all the time and they are trying to time the market and understand whether they should buy now or whether they should wait. They are usually trying to understand if the market is at the top or either on the bottom, and they often ask me if this is the right time to buy a home because they want to get the best deal possible and make the purchase at the perfect time. My answer is very simple. The perfect time for the market may not exist, but the perfect time for you does. It is very difficult to time the market. No one can really predict where the market is going to, and that is why I often say to the home buyers that they should buy a home if this is the right time for them. You should not buy a home because everybody is buying or because you think the market is in the bottom. You should buy a home because your lifestyles fit that. This is the only reason you should buy a home. Number 4, not having the timeline established. You might be wondering, what does that mean? It's important for you to understand how long it will take to find and buy a home. After you decided that you're going to buy your new home, it will take you a week to 2 weeks just to get the pre-approval depending on your situation. Once you get the pre-approval, you're ready to go view homes. Some people find a home in 1 month, for some it takes more. However, in today's market, I recommend starting looking for a home at least 90 days in advance. And the reason is that you need to understand what you can get for your money. And unfortunately, in today's market, there is not a lot of inventory, as we know. Back in the days when the market was reasonable, I could have lined up maybe 10 properties and to take the buyers out. But in today's market, it can take some time to even view 10 homes altogether. So if you see a perfect home right when you're starting your search, you will probably not be ready to pull the trigger, because obviously you did not understand what the market can offer you. So if you start in advance, that would give you enough time to go around, take the time, and understand exactly what you can buy with your budget. So that's why 2 to 3 months will give you enough knowledge whether you should pull the trigger on the right deal when you see it. Now let's talk about the closing. Closing should take about 45 days. So altogether you do know that in order to get the pre-approval, it's a week to 2 weeks. Sometimes you'll be on the market around 2 to 3 months. So that's why you should start and look for homes around 4, 5, 6 months before you're ready to move. Number 5, looking for the perfect home. The perfect home will be very hard to get because everybody wants to get the final product. People want that perfect home, but that usually doesn't end up happening. You're most likely going to pay a premium for the home you want, and the competition with other offers will not gonna be easy. But there is a way around it. One where you can still get a home you want, but without paying the premium price. But that means you might have to get a fixer-upper. Once you're willing to take a home that might require some cosmetic works, you will be able to get this home without paying a premium and with less competition. And once you're willing to do the fixer-upper, you might also be adding a little bit of value to your purchase. Number 6, buying a home with equity in mind. Do not buy a home with the thinking of selling it in a year in order to make profit. What happened in the last 2 years is that the market was always climbing up. However, nobody knows where the market is going to go. Some say that the market will stay strong. Some say that the market will crash. But no one is a fortune teller. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. You need to buy a home with the thinking of a long-term investment. You buy a home because you need to, not because you want to trade it for a little bit more cash in a year or two from today. Number 7, not thinking ahead in terms of size, location. Let's say you're planning to get married and have kids. Think about how much space would you need to raise a family? How many bedrooms would you need? If you need a backyard or not. Because right now, you're probably okay with 2 bedrooms. But when your family grows, it will not gonna be enough. The same is if you already have kids and you're planning to have more. Thinking of how much space you will need, obviously all within the budget that you can afford. If you cannot afford to have more room, it's best to at least keep that in mind. The school district can be very important when you're planning to raise a family. Even if you do not have kids yet, it's something that you should consider. One of the main defining factors for all the families that moved into a specific neighborhood is the school district. So, if you're planning to raise a family, you should think that ahead, because you don't want to find yourself down the road and say, oh my God, the school district is not good, I need to move. So think about it ahead, will save you a lot of hassle down the road. So buy a home in a school district that will be satisfied enough for your family. Number 8, not having a list of priorities. Write a list of stuff that's important for you in your new home, such as location, number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, lot size, school district, everything you need now and might need in the future. Then write the requirements in order from the most important one to the least important one. The reason is that you will not be able to get them all, and you will have to give up some of them. In the real estate market, it is very hard to get everything. It's all about what you're willing to give up. and it doesn't really matter what's your budget. The faster you understand that, the faster that you will be able to find a home and not end up losing a good properties because you were not ready to compromise. Number 9, not working with a professional realtor that is familiar with the area. Listing agents like to do deals with other top producers because they know that they will get the deal done. You need to be represented by a professional agent that will help your offer stand out. When I have a listing on the market and I get offers that do not mean anything, do you know how many offers I got, and at the end the number of buyers that walked away, or agents didn't even respond to my phone calls, or the pre-approval was not okay? When I get in an offer from a local agent that have a good track record in the area, I know that the deal will go through. I know that they're not gonna waste their time working with buyers that are not qualified, or the buyers that have pre-approval, not from somebody local that can provide the value at the end of the road. When you work with a professional agent, you'll be able to get the deal by giving the right offer because the local agent, the professional agent, is familiar with the market and they will guide you through the right number that will get you the house. Obviously, in addition, they will put you in touch with the local people that can provide the mortgage and can provide you the service that you need. By understanding these 9 critical mistakes, you're now in a better position to go out there to be more prepared for your next home purchase. So get out there and find your home with confidence because it's out there. You just need to look closely, avoid making the wrong moves, and you will be just fine. Please give a big thumbs up if you got some value from this content, and subscribe to my channel so you're not gonna miss any of my other weekly updates. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.